Welcome to AI Dispatch, your channel for the latest AI videos on YouTube. If you don't want to miss these updates, please like, subscribe, and share. Latent Space presents a conversation with Box CEO Aaron Levie examining the enterprise AI agent deployment gap. His technical framework exposes how companies are systematically misunderstanding the infrastructure required for autonomous systems, arguing that structured data architecture will determine competitive outcomes rather than model sophistication. His credentials make this analysis particularly relevant. Aaron Levie co-founded Box in 2005, transformed it into the secure content platform serving a majority of Fortune 500 companies, and now leads its strategic evolution into the agent economy. As enterprises attempt to deploy autonomous systems at scale, his operational perspective carries significant weight. Box CEO Aaron Levie delivers a technical analysis of enterprise AI agents that systematically dismantles prevailing assumptions about deployment strategy. His arguments operate through logical inversions that expose structural contradictions in how organizations approach automation. The conversation opened with a moment that encapsulates Levie's strategic positioning. The hosts and Levie began developing a new company tagline, "Every agent needs a box." Levie responded enthusiastically, noting that securing that phrase as the episode headline and placing it on a billboard would constitute a successful day's work. The line functions as more than marketing. It contains his entire thesis about agent infrastructure requirements. Levie's first major claim inverts the standard relationship between humans and their tools. Conventional technology evolution aims to make machines more intuitive for human operators. We built touchscreens and voice interfaces to help computers understand our natural behavior. Levie presents evidence that AI agents have reversed this dynamic. Humans are now restructuring their work processes to accommodate machine requirements. He identifies software development as the earliest observable case. Programmers are not merely using AI to generate code. They are transforming their entire role into reviewers and prompt engineers, redesigning their workflow to match model capabilities. Levie projects this pattern will propagate across all industries. To deploy agents effectively, organizations must standardize previously informal processes. We are not simply adding automation, we are imposing machine-readable structure on human activity to enable algorithmic interpretation. This demand for precision appeared in a brief exchange during the interview. When a host mentioned Box had penetrated 70 to 80% of the Fortune 500, Levie immediately corrected the figure to 67%. He joked about appreciating the optimistic rounding but needing to maintain accuracy before the government intervened. The correction revealed a mind that prioritizes exact measurement over approximation. That mathematical rigor informs his next argument, which contradicts the prevailing belief about context window scaling. A popular thesis in Silicon Valley holds that expanding context windows to millions of tokens will solve enterprise data accessibility. The assumption, dump all corporate documents into the prompt, and the AI will possess complete institutional knowledge. Levie argues this is mathematically impossible. He provides specific calculations. A typical enterprise maintains approximately 10 million documents, representing roughly 50 million pages. Current large context windows handle approximately 60,000 tokens effectively. The gap between corporate knowledge volume and model attention capacity remains unbridgeable. His conclusion challenges foundational assumptions. Frontier models perform poorly at search tasks. They lack awareness of what information they are missing and cannot determine when to terminate a search. If a knowledgeable human cannot locate a specific contract clause in a disorganized file system within 10 minutes, an agent will fail as well. This revalidates traditional search architecture, contradicting claims that LLMs alone can replace database systems. This skepticism about dumping unstructured data into AI systems connects directly to the problem Levie originally set out to solve. A detail about his founding story. The concept for Box emerged from frustration during a college internship at Paramount Pictures. He observed teams struggling to share and collaborate on large files using cumbersome enterprise software. That experience motivated a simpler, cloud-based solution. The same emphasis on structured, accessible content drives his current AI infrastructure strategy. That early experience with enterprise data chaos informs his analysis of a phenomenon he terms context rot, which presents a fundamental challenge to how we conceptualize AI memory. We typically understand context as an accurate historical record, similar to a transcript. Levie describes it as a potential liability, comparing it to the film Groundhog Day. When an agent generates an error hallucinating a file or following flawed logic, and that mistake persists in its context window, the model treats the error as factual. It reinforces the mistake because it now constitutes part of the conversation's established reality. This defies intuition about learning systems. For an agent to improve, it must not simply accumulate more memory, but actively purge past errors to prevent recursive logic failures. Addressing abstract challenges like context rot is not merely theoretical for Levie, it represents core CEO responsibilities. His leadership approach involves delegating most operational work to focus personally on existential strategic questions, particularly AI and agent architecture. He is known for joining late-night video calls with engineering teams to directly shape critical platform decisions. That hands-on strategic involvement is necessary because the next challenge he identifies is not technical but represents a fundamental conflict with established privacy norms. In human society, privacy constitutes a fundamental right. Levie argues that in an agentic system, the agent doesn't deserve any privacy. This statement sounds harsh but derives from legal necessity. Because humans remain liable for agent actions, whether the agent deletes a production database or exposes confidential information, the agent cannot maintain a private operational sphere. This creates an unusual identity architecture where agents require independent accounts and storage systems to function autonomously, yet must remain under complete surveillance by their human operators. This overturns standard IT security models where every account belongs to a human with privacy protections. We are constructing a system where software receives autonomous identity while being denied any expectation of confidentiality. Finally, his position on the software engineering job market directly opposes the dominant narrative. The widespread assumption holds that AI-generated code will reduce demand for programmers. Levie argues precisely the opposite. He believes software engineering will become one of the most protected professions. His reasoning centers on induced demand dynamics. As agents reduce the cost of code generation, we will not simply produce the same software volume more cheaply. We will generate 10 to 100 times more software. We will deploy agents to write code managing other agents. This explosion in code volume creates a massive complexity surface that only humans with engineering expertise can navigate, debug, and architect. Rather than making programming obsolete, AI is transforming the world into an environment constructed almost entirely from software, making the ability to understand that infrastructure more critical than ever. The conversation included a humorous moment that illustrated his point about professional risk. Discussing occupational consequences, Levie joked that engineers face minimal professional penalties compared to doctors or lawyers. They never get disbarred. If an engineer takes down an entire production system, the result is a rollback and a meeting, not license revocation. The joke underscores a serious point about induced demand and escalating complexity. Levie's concrete prediction for the coming years: the winning organizations will not be those deploying the most advanced models, but those that have rigorously documented their internal knowledge. If your business operates on undocumented institutional knowledge and informal agreements, no agent can assist you. If you're interested in the video featured in this episode, click the link below to watch the original.